Okay, good morning, boys and girls. We're going to do a little experiment with sound this morning. Actually, some application of sound in the form of resonance. Here with us today is our assistant, Cookie. Say hello, assistant. Say goodbye, assistant. Okay, Cookie's fur everywhere. Cookie wanted to wish you all well, but she's a little camera shy. Okay, let's get back to it. So today we're going to do something with wine glasses. Don't get any big ideas. We're just going to make them sing. Ooh, kind of look how it distorts the background. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's another lesson. That's not today. So for today, what we're going to do is you're going to get a wine glass. It's going to start out, this one has a little water in it, but don't worry about that for now. Start out dry, pull it from the cupboard. If you don't have a wine glass, then there are other options, but most likely I'll just send you to an online resource. There'll be some paperwork associated with this and videos too. Okay, so you need to make it sing. The word is resonate. How do we do that? Well, if you start with dry hands and a dry glass and you try this, nothing happens. Probably seen this in movies or on YouTube. If you do this and hold the glass, nothing happens. The right way to do this is, first off, don't hold the glass, hold the stem. There's a reason for that. I'm going to ask you a question about that. Why is it that you should hold the stem or the base, not the glass itself? Okay, so back to this. So I'm holding this by the bottom, by the stem, and I want to make this sing, but nothing's happening. So what I'll do, take a little cup of water, fill this up about this far. That's plenty. Another cool light effect going on inside of there. My upside down head in a dark space. Ooh, we'll look at that later too. Anyway, for now, let's make this thing sing. So I'm holding it in the right place. It's got water in it and nothing. Do you see what I'm doing wrong? That's right. You need some wet on your finger. So put your finger right there in that cup. Get your finger wet. Now, I will make this look easier than it will be for you. I've done this many times before. But you need a certain amount of wetness, a certain amount of pressure, and a proper rate of rotation or oscillation around here. And if you do that right, you will get sound. Pretty cool. Now, there are a few things I'm going to ask you to do with this. I'll run through most of them right now, but make sure you look at the worksheet that goes with this. You're going to watch this video, basically get you how to make it sing at all, and then you'll do all the different experiments with it that I'm asking. So, first job is make it sing. Take a quick video clip of yourself making it sing. You want this. It may take you a little while to get it right. So here are some tips to make this sing if you're having trouble. Tip number one, moist finger, not soaking wet, not dry. If it's a little too wet, well, this one's an easy one. You get a nice wine glass, it's easy. But sometimes you have trouble. You'll hear slipping. So if you hear something like this, maybe you're a little too wet, shake the finger off a little bit, try again, it might work better. Second thing is, you need to apply some pressure to the rim of the glass. So if you're pushing really hard, you'll actually see the surface of the water has some cool patterns. I'll ask you about those. But if you push really hard, you're not going to get the song. If you push really light, maybe you'll get it like intermittent. You got to go in between pressure. Now, one of the things I see beginners do sometimes, they go too fast. Their finger is slipping off the edge of it. Too fast is no good either. Too slow is no good either. So even with the right pressure and the right wetness, if you go too fast, too slow, no good. You got to find kind of this in-between pace. There you go. Perfect. All right. Now, the experiments you'll do are as follows. You're going to vary the amount of water in the glass. So you'll do this with more water. You'll do this with less water. Heck, you'll even try this with no water. You're going to report on the sound. Are the sounds the same? Are the sounds different? If they're different, how are they different? Does it not work at all? So you're going to come up with a little simple chart on this is what I adjusted and this is how it changed. So basically you're going to experiment with making the wine glass resonate. If you have more than one type of wine glass, for example, if you have, this is a white wine glass, So it's a skinnier wine glass, and this is a red wine glass. You can see the difference. What about if you do that? Is the sound different? And if so, how so? Another thing I'm going to have you do is compare the ping. Remember, you're always holding down here. The ping, you're going to compare that sound to the resonance sound. Well, maybe they're both resonance sounds, but anyway, you're going to compare those two sounds. So there's a few things to go about here, and try it with another glass if you have it. And sometimes people even have something like this, like a champagne flute, a toasting flute, left over maybe from a wedding or something like that. It's a common wedding gift. And you could try that out and see if you can get it to sing. And so you'll compare the different glasses. How do they sound? How do they sound with more or less water, no water? How do they sound compared to the pings? And you're going to look at the surface of the water as you're doing this. And you're going to get some ideas on, well, how is resonance connected? How is resonance connected to the properties of the glass and the water themselves? Okay, so this should be kind of fun for you to do. Parents may ask you to pipe down a little bit, but tell them it's in the name of science. You get more updates.